There we go. So he wrote down his 10, and then there was the 1 0 here, so he added 1 0 to his answer. Did he do that correctly? Yes. Do you see the difference in these two? Well, not really the difference, more the similarity. You find that basic fact and write the answer to that, and then you add your zeros. 50 times 4. What's 5 times 4? 20. He wrote down his 20. And then there's one more 0 right here, so I have to add one more 0 on my answer. So that's where I get to my 200. Okay? So you find that basic fact, write that first, and then add those extra zeros. So let's look at our chart down here. We have 5 times 20. That basic fact is the 5 times 2. What's 5 times 2? 10. And then we have to multiply that 10 by another 10. What do we get? 100. Okay. 50 times 40. What's our basic fact going to be? 5 times 4, right? What's 5 times 4 get us? 20. And that left me with 10 times 10. What's 10 times 10? 100. So what's my answer going to be now? 2,000. You can be filling these in while we do them together. How about the next one? 50 times 600. What's my basic fact? 5 times 6. What is 5 times 6? 30. And then I have 10 times 100. What's 10 times 100? 1,000. 30 times 1,000 is? 30,000. 500 times 800. What's my basic fact? 5 times 8. And then I had my 100 times 100. What's 5 times 8? 40. 100 times 100? 10,000. What's that answer going to be? 400,000, right? I've got my 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Throw those commas in the correct place. Okay? Hopefully you all have those filled in with me. Let's take a look at the next page. You guys fill in this chart on your own right now. Go ahead and complete this chart on your own. These are a little bit different, aren't they? What's different about these numbers when you multiply them? Go ahead, Morgan.
They have instead of having a 0 after the first digit, 5 comes after the first digit.
Instead of ending with a 0 when you do that basic fact, they end with a 5, right? Because you guys know that about 5s, right? Any number you multiply by 5, there's only 2 options of what it's going to end with. What are those 2 options? A 5 or a 0, right? That's also a good rule to learn for divisibility. So that way if you're ever trying to know, can I divide this number? If you ever wonder, can I divide this number by 5? Look at the last digit. If the last digit is a 0 or a 5, yes, you can divide it evenly by 5. Okay? All right, let's see how we did on these. My base fact, 5 times 3 gives me 15. 15 times 10, 150. Hey, are you with me? Okay. 50 times 50, my base fact is 5 times 5, which is 25. 10 times 10 gets me 100. 25 times 100, 2,500. 50 times 700, I've got my 5 times my 7. There's my base fact. 5 times 7 is 35. 10 times 100 is 1,000. 35,000, right? My 35 and then 3 zeros. 500 times 900, I've got 5 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 100 times 100 is 10,000. Oh, don't say and. There's no decimals in there. 450,000. So, here's my question to you. Why is it that sometimes the product, and remember the product is the answer to a multiplication problem, why is it that sometimes the product has an extra zero? Think about that. Don't shout it out. Why is it that sometimes the product has an extra zero? So none of these had an extra zero, right? But over here, whoop, 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 all of these had an extra zero, right? Because when we do 5 times 2 is 10, and then there's just the 1 0. Why do I have 2 zeros in my answer? So why is it that sometimes that product has an extra zero? Nikita, stand up. Tell us what you think.
Because if sometimes you multiply two stuff, it will equal 40 or 30, 10 times 2 times 40.
Yeah.
And then after you add another 0, equals 10, it equals 200.
I love it. Yeah. Sometimes that base fact has a zero in it, right? If your base fact has a zero in it, then your answer is going to have that extra zero. 4 times 5 is 20. So there's one of the zeros. But really, if it's 40 times 5, it's going to be 200. Because 4 times 5 is 20. Plus, I've got that extra zero to add to it, okay? So it just depends. If there's a zero in your base fact, your answer is going to have an extra zero. Let's look at these real quick. Without even solving, put your pencils down. Pencils down. Pencils down. 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 All right. Everybody's hands look clear. Look up here though. Don't pick up the pencils. Pencils down. I just want you to tell me how many zeros are going to be in the answer. So if I did 80 times 5, how many zeros would that have? Show me on your fingers. Oh, I see lots of 2s. Yes, it's going to have 2, right? Because 8 times 5, what's 8 times 5? 40. There's 1 0. And then I have my other 0 for right here. So that one's going to have 2 zeros. How about 70 times 5? Show me on your fingers. How many zeros is that one going to have in the answer? Think about it first. Some of you, I do not see fingers. And I see pencils in your hands. Put the pencils down. What's 7 times 5?
35.
35. Does that have a 0?
No.
No. So I only have my 1 0 right there for my answer. Nope, 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 nope. 90 times 50. How many zeros is that going to have? Think about it first. What's 9 times 5? What's 9 times 5?
45.
45. Does that have a 0?
No.
No, it does not. So I only have a 0 there.